So as you know, I've been foraging and I've made lots of things with blackberries. This is the last lot of blackberries that I've picked recently. There's just under a kilogram here, and I've added, they're washed obviously, and I've added 6 tablespoons of caster sugar, and I've got about 900 millilitres of cider vinegar. I've used a little bit out of my cupboard that was slightly out of date, best before. Vinegar doesn't really go off, but I thought for best flavour you need the best quality vinegar you can afford really, and this is 80p for 350 millilitres, and this is £1.70, but it is organic, and I thought, well, you want a nice flavour, so this is for gifts. So I splashed out on that. So what I'm going to do is just pour my vinegar over my blackberries, give it a stir, and cover it, and I'm going to leave it for 8 days before we get on to the next process. So I will come back to you in 8 days time. This is day 5 of steeping, and I'm just going to mash my blackberries slightly so that they release a little bit more of their flavour. And then we're just going to recover it, I'll get some fresh cling from actually, and leave it until day 8. We will be back on day 8. It is day 8 of our vinegar making process, and we are going to finish it off, and I just wanted to show you the lovely colour. Beautiful, isn't it? Really lovely colour. I'm hoping that when this is cooked it will be a little bit like a balsamic vinegar. And I've bought these bottles from somewhere called World of Bottles, and they were £1.52 each, but they're really heavy, and they come with a lid. I looked at another site and the bottle was cheaper, not a lot cheaper actually, and the lid was separate, 40p for the lid. Yeah, so these are from worldofbottles.co.uk, but they've actually been shipped from Germany. I got 10 of these, which is why I got them for £1.52, and I've got 10 short, fatter ones for my blackberry gin and my creme de menthe that I'm making. So I'm going to wash and sterilise 6 of these. I think will be enough. Maybe we'll do 7 while we're at it, whilst we get on with the rest of our vinegar. So my bottles are sterilising away in the oven. If you saw yesterday's chutney recipe, you'll see how I sterilise. And we're just beginning the slow and painful process now of sieving, straining our liquid. So I'm just using a ladle, so I don't want this to go everywhere. And I'm just straining through a sieve and through kitchen paper, and just gently smooshing the blackberries down so that they release liquid, and we're getting the liquid in the bowl. I'll come back to you when I've got my liquid. So this is the liquid that I've got so far. That's quite a lot there. Looks a nice colour, doesn't it? And this is the remainder of my blackberry pulp. I just wanted to get every last bit of juice out of them, so I've bashed them with my ladle and put them through the sieve, but there's still some little bits in here, so I'm going to what's the word, I'm going to take a napkin, and because my kitchen roll is very thick and takes a long time, I'm going to get a napkin and take one of the plies off and sieve through the napkin, I think. So I'll come back when I've done that. Sorry, you're getting a bit of glare from the lights overhead. We're just going to let this drip through. yeah, the napkin thing seems to be working quite well. There's my strained liquid coming through. Did I say I think I've got a plan for this pulp? I don't want it to go to waste because it tastes... I've got an idea, which I will do in another video. It might work, it might not, but I'll film it, and if it works I'll put it up, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. But I've still got this to get through here. It's going to be a long process, I think, but I do want this to be nice and clear with no bits in it. We are going to cook this with some sugar shortly, so yeah, I'll come back when this is done. So it was quite satisfying doing that, actually, straining that through the sieve a couple of times. I guess you don't need to do that, but I just wanted to make sure I got every last bit of liquid out of those blackberries. And it's amazing, I started off with 900 millilitres of liquid and I've now got 1300. The recipe says to put your liquid into a measuring jug and to allow 225 grams of sugar per 300 millilitres of liquid. So I've got 1300, that's roughly what, 450, 900. I'm going to put about 975 grams of sugar. And what I need to do is put this and the sugar in a bowl. I'm going to use my stainless steel pan this time because my Le Creuset has gone slightly wine coloured on the bottom. My sugar is in my pan. The heat is on low, and I'm going to gently pour in my liquid. Look at that colour. Lovely. And I'm going to just stir gently until the sugar has dissolved, and heat gently until the sugar has dissolved. There is a lot of sugar, about 950 grams, so it's going to take a little while. Look at that. So the sugar is dissolved really easily. Mr. Paper&Twine has just come in from outside and said you can really smell the vinegar. I'm used to it now after cooking with vinegar for a couple of hours, what with the chutney this morning. So yeah, the sugar is dissolved really easily, and we're just going to bring this to a boil. Once it is at a boil, we're going to boil it for 5 minutes. I've carefully poured the hot liquid into a jug. I need to invest in a funnel. We did have one, but I think Mr. Paper&Twine borrowed it for some man's jobs, and it's got oil on it or something, so I'm not using that for food. Yeah, but I think I need to invest in a funnel. When this has cooled down a little bit, because it is nuclear, and when these have cooled down a little bit because they've just come out the oven, we're going to pour gently into our bottles. I'm quite excited about this. Interestingly, our 1300 millilitres of liquid has turned into 1700 millilitres of liquid. That'll be the sugar, won't it, dissolving? But I thought it would have boiled off a little bit more, but we will see. So I quickly sterilised another bottle, and you can see I've got 8 bottles of vinegar here. These bottles are 200 millilitres, I should have said. I've got a little bit left in my jug, just under 100 millilitres, and I shall find a little something to put this in for us, but you can see the colour, and I've had a little taste. It is delicious. Now, applications for this. I can see this drizzled on vanilla ice cream or strawberry ice cream. Call me mad, but it would work because it's quite a sweet vinegar. You could mix it with a little bit of olive oil for a salad dressing, with some maybe pink peppercorns and some rock salt. It also says it's nice with goat's cheese, drizzled over goat's cheese, if that is your bag. I've had a little look on the internet to see how much a blackberry vinegar would cost to buy, and you're looking at about £5. starting at £5 for about 250 millilitres. Our bottles have cost us £1.50 each. Our blackberries were free. We've used about £1.30's worth of sugar and about £3 worth of vinegar. So this is a really good one to make for craft fairs. Obviously, if you are selling food, you need to have all the appropriate hygiene licenses and everything and certificates. I'm not going to be selling mine. Mine are going to be gifts. But again, I've really enjoyed this process. And I think if you've got friends who are real foodies, give them a bottle of this. When it's got a label on it and a little tag around the neck with details of what this would go with, I think it'd make a really lovely gift as part of something else for a foodie. We will be back in the craft room tomorrow, I promise. I brought this video forward because I'm suffering with a cold. So we will be back in the craft room tomorrow. Do come and join me. And if you like this content, please don't forget to like, share, and I'd love it if you considered subscribing. Take care, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow. Bye now. So I've made labels for my vinegar. I've just done them on the word processor and I've stamped the little blackberry from Lavinia's pound stamp and coloured in with a bit of seedless preserves. I did heat embossing clear first so that the ink wouldn't run when I painted. And then this is the label that I splodged, but on the front of the label I've just given some advice about how you can use this, and then on the back some care ingredients, care instructions. So as I've already said, I will be back tomorrow and we will be back in the craft room, so stay tuned. Take care, everybody. Bye again.